transition to the NFL because it was announced that for this season's version of a training camp, Hard Knocks, they are going to the division of Jalen Sandvick's favorite team, which is the Detroit Lions. They're going to be covering number 1 overall pick, Caleb Williams, number 9 overall pick, Roma Dunze, Matt Eberflus on the hot seat, and the Chicago Bears. Jaylen, I already know because I had you on the show to preview a little bit of the NFL season. I already know how you feel about your division rival. I already know we disagree on this. But what's your thoughts on the Bears on Hard Knocks?
Stupid bear claw. I swear to God, if I tune into Hard Knocks and I see Caleb Williams throw up the bear claw, I'm fist fighting. I'm flying to Chicago and I'm fist fighting this kid. He is so annoying. The whole Bears organization is so annoying. Oh, God. I hate the Bears.
For the record, do you even watch most years of Hard Knocks?
I did when it was the Lions, obviously.
Okay, yeah, that one was obviously good. I still think, and this may be biased for me, I still think the best one ever was the Browns one in 2018.
Yeah, that was good too.
Then I thought it kind of took a nosedive for a little bit. I did watch the Jets one last year just because I wanted to see the interaction with Aaron and Zach Wilson mostly. By the way, that sold me that Robert Saleh is not the best head coach. That's one of the things I do like about Hard Knocks. You get to see if you have a real coach or not.
Yeah. Dan Campbell.
But, Matt Eberflus is on the hot seat, as I mentioned. He's a defensive guy. And that's the only thing that worries me about this Bears team is he going to let Caleb Williams sort of run the show? Are they going to have a modern offense? Because you know how I feel about this Bears team. Caleb Williams, DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet, top 12 offensive line. They were a top 10 defense the back half of last year, the final 8 games, once they acquired Montez Sweat. They have a good corner in Jalen Johnson. They got a couple good defensive linemen, a couple good safeties. I think these Bears are right up there with your Lions competing for the division.
See, I don't know about that because then there's the Packers who own the Bears. So,
okay, this is kind of off topic, but I'm just gonna say it because I said it on Brainsworth a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna throw a hot take out there for everybody. I think there's a world out there where the Packers actually finish in the basement.
Yeah, you did say that. Last time I was on with you, you did say that.
Because I look at Green Bay, and again, we'll get back to Chicago in a minute, but just indulge me for a second. I look at Green Bay, and much as I like Jordan Love, is he the best quarterback in the division? No. I think it's Goff 1, and I think Caleb, by the way, is already better than him at 2. Do they have the best running back in the division? No, that's Detroit. And by the way, I don't like the move to acquire Josh Jacobs. I think Aaron Jones is a better back. Do they have the best weapons in the division? No, that's Chicago, and then I think it's Detroit, and I think Minnesota's right up there, by the way. We'll talk about them in a few minutes. Do they have the best overall defense in the division? No, that's Chicago. They don't have the best pass rusher in the division. That's Detroit. The only thing Green Bay has, the best corner in the division, and it sounds like Jared Alexander is, almost on his way out. He's not happy in Green Bay. So when I look at the Packers, this is why I like the decision for the Bears. I am more optimistic about the Bears' future and the Vikings' future if J.J. McCarthy can play than I am about Green Bay. What am I missing? Because nobody believes what I believe.
I don't think they'll be in the basement. I mean, Jordan Love played great. Like, he really showed flashes of greatness.
He did, but again, I go back to he was so good. I have a hard time comprehending the fact that he was literally viewed by his own head coach as a bust 8 games for the year. They go to the bye week, and the next 8 weeks he's a top 10 quarterback. 2 and 2 don't go together within 2 weeks.
Why? Why?
Because
Why
it's
can't he go together?
it takes time. It takes an off season. You grow a little bit. You don't go from terrible to great in 2 weeks.
You're just a hater.
I'm,
You are
I'm
just a.
I'm not a hater. I was on the Green Bay train. I'm the one that came on here in January and said that they were going to beat Dallas. And I said I gave them a great shot to knock off San Francisco, and they probably should have. So I'm not a Packer hater. I think the rest of the division got way better.
The division did get better, but don't fault the kid Jordan Love for. Okay,
I'm
yeah, it
not
took.
voting Jordan Love. I'm just saying when you don't have the best of anything in your division, how can you be considered a Super Bowl contender or second in your division?
On paper, but we know what Chicago does.
I will be willing to place a significant wager this Chicago Bears team will be a playoff team next year. If they don't, Eberflus is fired. This Bears team is better on paper than Green Bay, and they have areas that I like better than your team.
They do not. Absolutely. On paper. Paper don't mean jack. On paper, the Browns are a good team, but we like to fall apart.
By the way, 100% you will split with Chicago because you will not win in Chicago. I'll place a bet with you on that right now.
You want to bet on that?
You will not win in Chicago because Jared Goff will struggle in the cold weather, and you know it, and I know it.
Okay, I rock with my team. I will place on that.
Okay. When the time comes, if everybody's healthy, we'll get back to that conversation.
All right, that's fine with me.
But as for this Hard Knocks, I'm excited. I can't wait to see Caleb Williams. I can't wait to see Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, all these guys run around. I think the Bears are going to have swag, and I think we're going to learn real early if this kid can handle the spotlight, which I think he absolutely can.
He won't. Not with his mama. Not with his mama in the stand.
Again, this is what we call a Detroit Lion hater. I would be doing the same thing if the Dallas Cowboys were on Hard Knocks, which they were on that Amazon all. I think they were on Hard Knocks one year too.
God.
In like 2020 or something during
Dallas is a dumpster fire right now.
But
absolutely.
Moving to the next NFL topic, we got guys that got paid. Jalen Sandvick. Justin Jefferson is making a whole lot of money to catch passes from. I can't believe they're actually going to go with Sam Darnold. That's mind-boggling to me. Jalen Waddle, who Miami doesn't have any money left to pay to. That's a big question now. And then Christian McCaffrey, who just signed a 2-year extension today to break the running back market in San Francisco. What are your thoughts on these?
Owners, GMs, get your paychecks out.
Get the arrow, baby.
Get the pockets running. Run the pockets. You better run the pockets. Because there's a couple guys who need that money, man. And Jalen Waddle, the Dolphins are smart. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think Dolphins are smart. This kid is special.
So Waddle is very good. For the record, I'd like to point out that A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith combined are making less than Justin Jefferson's making this year. So, but we will get to Justin Jefferson. Jalen Waddle, to me, like I get it if you're the Dolphins. Obviously, you're a warm weather team. You need to be in warm weather. Obviously, with Mike McDaniel's offense, you're running a fast track team. And you did invest in the trade for Tyreek Hill, so you need to keep him. You did invest in a high draft pick in Jalen Waddle, so you do need to keep him. But the biggest question out of this, I don't have a problem with Jalen Waddle getting paid. I think it's the right decision if you're the Dolphins. Now, I like Waddle. And I like Waddle a lot too, though ironically, I don't think he's been used as well in McDaniel's system as he was when Brian Flores was there. But to me now, the big question with them is Tua.
Tua's fat, man. Tua is fat now.
I mean, here's my thing. Tua was a bust, and I keep saying this, and you can debate me all night if you want me on this. When Tua first entered the league, he was a bust. He was getting pulled for Ryan. Do you remember this? He was getting pulled for Ryan Fitzpatrick like every other game.
He ain't no bust now. He's just
well, let me finish. He was a bust. And then an offensive coach came in, Mike McDaniel, and resurrected his career. A lot like Sean McVay resurrected the career of Jared Goff. Jared Goff was a bust with Jeff Fisher. Sean McVay saves him. He goes to Detroit. Now he's getting paid millions of dollars to be the quarterback led by Dan Campbell's Detroit Lions. So, but I think Tua needs a lot of support and help around him. And in cold weather games, the Dolphins don't run the ball. They don't have the greatest offensive line. They just had to let their right guard, their all pro, go to Carolina. And so this really is now pressure on Tua to perform. He's got two of the highest paid wide receivers in the league. He's got to be better.
I agree, but man, he better hit the gym. Have you seen pictures of him?
I have not.
This man's putting on that Zion weight.
Is he?
Yikes.
Well, maybe it'll be good. Maybe that belly will cushion his fall. I don't know.
That's what they were talking about on McAfee today. They were like, the doc, I guess, like, he's going to Brazilian fighting class, whatever. And
I heard of that so he can learn how to fall and protect himself.
Yeah, because he's falling just like directly on his head.
So, what do you think about how much money Minnesota paid Justin Jefferson?
JJ, I love you, but you're going to have a major decline this year because of your quarterback, and everybody's going to call Minnesota morons for paying him this money.
I don't think Justin Jefferson's going to have a decline no matter who the quarterback is, because I think Justin Jefferson is quarterback proof. Everybody thought that when Jake Browning came in for Joe Burrow. Look what Jamar Chase did.
This is true. But JJ, I love you, and I don't think Minnesota's dumb for paying you that money. You deserve it, buddy. I love you, Justin. Even though you're in my division, you are absolutely phenomenal to watch.
I have a hard time justifying paying a receiver $35 million a year.
How? Brandon, he's the best receiver in football.
He is, but I kind of think receivers grow on trees. Like, if you give me, like, Jalen Waddle to me and Justin Jefferson are actually very similar. I think Jefferson's better, but I don't think it's by a ton. Like, I think it's inches, not feet.
But Brandon,
go ahead.
He's been running the league wide receiver wise for the last 2 years.
And do they have a playoff win?
Does that matter?
Yes. That matters a lot. It's what I said about Odell Beckham. It's why I thought he's the most overrated receiver in the history of the NFL.
He's overrated because he made one catch. He's not that great. But he's not.
Winning matters no matter what the position is.
Justin Jefferson is miles above Odell, above what Odell ever was.
No, he is. Justin Jefferson's amazing, but $35 million seems like a lot. Now, again, J.J. McCarthy's on a rookie deal, so I get it. But in 2 to 3 years, you're going to have to restructure that contract.
I agree. Or are you? Because J.J. McCarthy, is he going to suck?
So I've said this about J.J. McCarthy. I think if he doesn't work in Minnesota, he's an absolute bust. He will not get another chance. They have Hawkinson tight end. They have Jordan Addison on a rookie deal, who that's going to be an interesting conversation to see what they do with Addison. It's the similar situation to what Cincinnati's in right now with T. Higgins. You have Aaron Jones now at running back. So they are loading up. They also have a top left tackle in the league and a very good center. They are loading up for J.J. McCarthy.
You know what? Even though he's a Michigan boy, JJ, I hope you do well just to prove everybody wrong. Just to prove everyone saying Zach Wilson 2.0, Zach Wilson 2.0. Yeah, all right.
I cannot believe that they are actually going to start Sam Darnold.
I can't either.
I can't believe it. I don't believe it. I think I've said this since the draft. I think J.J. McCarthy is their week 1 starter.
It's blasphemy, to quote Stephen A. It's blasphemy, Brandon. That's what it is.
And so the other one on this list, so we agree Waddle, Jefferson obviously deserve their money. Pressure's on the quarterback. I think the San Francisco one's interesting because you know how I feel about not paying running backs, But I think Christian McCaffrey, and by the way, I back up my own statement because I wasn't even that excited when my Eagles got Saquon Barkley, and I told you this. I'd prefer C.J. Gardner-Johnson over Saquon Barkley. That's how devalued I am at the running back position. But when you have a guy and your quarterback's name is Brock Purdy, you need to pay Christian McCaffrey because he's your whole offense practically.
Brock Purdy.
And by the way, how is this going to affect now Ayuk and Deebo Samuel? And you're not going to pay everyone if they want to move off Brock Purdy, but it doesn't sound like they're going to.
They're not moving off of Brock Purdy. That's their boy.
So they're going to have to pay Brock Purdy. They probably could keep McCaffrey. But I think 2 of the 3 of Deebo, Kittle, and Ayuk have to go. 2 of the 3.
It's going to be Deebo for sure. Deebo's gone.
I think he's the most overrated receiver currently in football.
Whoa.
He doesn't even do anything.
Okay, so Deebo's gone, and Ayuk's gone, in my opinion.
So you think they would keep Kittle and essentially turn into a running offense?
Why not? It works.
Yeah, until they get worn down because Trent Williams is going to retire here in the next year or 2.
Right, but oh man, CMC is just so good when he's healthy.
Like you want to talk about pressure? The pressure's on this team.
Oh yeah, and I hope they fail. Absolutely, I hope they fail.
This is a Celtics-esque. You better get to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, I agree.
Though the competition will be harder. Your Lions will be there. I know you don't believe this, but I believe my Philadelphia Eagles will be right back in the picture.
Whoa. When did I ever say that?
You pretty much said Jalen Hurts stinks and my Eagles are going to have a bad year.
I didn't say your Eagles because I happen to love your Eagles. Jalen Hurts just made me a disgrace to be a Jalen. I don't know if I want to be a Jalen anymore. But I love your Eagles.
So I think Philly is going to be better. Detroit is going to be better. I already talked about it. I think Chicago is going to be absolutely better. I know you don't think that.
No, absolutely not.
Atlanta, I think we both kind of feel like they should win the division.
Yeah, I hope so.
And I think, Tampa will be a wild card in there. I'm interested to see what Carolina's going to do. I know you said they're going to win 2 games. I think they could surprise you and win 7.
Yeah, I'm more invested in Tampa just because I've told everybody Baker got all this money and all these people who are like, oh, you shouldn't have traded for Watson. Look what Baker's doing. He's getting all this money. He's going to fold.
Yeah. So me and my regular debate partner, Josh Ungar, had this conversation probably back in November. I don't remember when we did the topic, but we did a topic about whether Baker Mayfield should get paid. And Josh said he would give him a 4-year extension. I said I would give him a 1-year extension.
I agree with you. I'd give him 1 year. He's going to fold, and then everyone's going to be like, oh, Baker, you gave up on him too quick. You gave up.
But yeah, so in general, we agree all these contracts are good for the players. They deserve all of them. But all of them now also have pressure. Miami, in my mind, probably has to win a playoff game for this contract to be justified. At least one.
I agree.
Minnesota, depending on who the quarterback is, they got to, in the next year or 2, they got to make the playoffs. Maybe not this year, but next year. Give McCarthy maybe a year. And
McCaffrey Super Bowl.
Obviously, San Francisco, it's Super Bowl or bust.